Sometimes friends can just be too much. You just might want to be alone and you just don't know how to tell anyone. So I feel like you should really have boundaries with that and just be able to communicate how you feel so you can set those boundaries with the people that you want to be around and the people you care about. And just make sure they know that you like to bring their friend. Nothing against them if you don't want to hang out with them. It's just something with you.
My name is Ashanti, and welcome to the Taking Off the Mask podcast, where men get real. Men of all ages and backgrounds come to this space to talk about these masks we wear. The front of the mask are the things that we gladly let the world see, and the back of the mask are the things that we don't talk about as much. I'm in the new office. As you can tell, it's a little bit different. We're still trying to get it all worked out, and I'm on a different audio. I'm not on the universal mic. I'm on my other mic. So today's episode is a face-to-face with Wenceslao and Demarco. Now, I don't know how many times you've seen Demarco, but definitely you're going to be seeing him a lot more this year as he's one of the new youth hosts for the podcast. And as you know, Wenceslao is wrapping up his sessions, right? He interviewed Bilal, who is one of the other youth hosts who he's handing the mic over to, and now he's talking to Demarco. And I think this conversation is going to be really meaningful. It's definitely meaningful to me hearing Demarco share some of his journey from participating in his first mask experience in the 6th grade and learning about the people and his peers that were wearing masks around him. I think you're going to really enjoy it. And whether you just made a mask today and you're 16, 65, or 26, wherever you are in your journey of making masks, it has to just start somewhere. To realize that you're not alone, to realize there's more to you than people can see by just looking at you. And when we encounter people in the world, that there is more to them than we can see by just looking at them as well. So stay tuned as we are in reconstruction, redevelopment stage, as we're moving the new studio to a new place. But thank you for being a part of the journey with us. We hope that if you have not yet made a mask, you will make a mask. And just to give you a sneak peek, we're planning that we will be celebrating our 100,000 mask milestone sometime in this fall. So stay tuned for that. We'll be sharing that information on social media. But for now, thank you for making your one mask, being a part of this movement. And please, I encourage you not to keep it to yourself. Take good care. And please enjoy today's episode with Demarco and Wenceslao, one of Wenceslao's last face-to-face before he heads off into some other big projects he's doing in the world. Take care. See you soon, folks. Bye now.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode here on Taking Off the Mask podcast. I am your host, Wenceslao Soto. And today I'm here with...
Hi, my name is Demarco. I'm an 8th grader at East Bay School for Boys. And I've been with the Everforward Club for about a year and a half.
Thank you for being here.
Of course. Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. So, Demarco, what we're going to do is we're going to do the mask activity. Okay. Then we're going to do a card game.
Sounds good.
2 questions.
All right.
And then I got some questions for you as well.
All right. Sounds good, man.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the mask. And for the people who don't know what this mask activity is where we draw a mask, the front of the mask, and we write 3 qualities that you let people see, 3 characteristics that people might know us as. And then we do the back of the mask is where we write 3 qualities that you don't let people see, 3 things you hide. So Demarco will take a few minutes, and we'll make our mask.
All right.
Are you finished?
Yeah, I'm done. I did it.
So, how do you want to do it? You want me to share front and back first, or you want us both to share front and then both share back?
Yeah, let's go. You share front, I share front, then you share back, I share back.
All right.
All right.
I'll start. So, let me show you here. For the front, I just put like a simple mask. And I put learner, engaging, and calm. And the reason I put these, because a lot of people know me as like somebody calm, mostly teachers. And I'm really I like to be as engaging as I can with other people and be collaborative. And I like to learn a lot.
All right, let me go with mine. So on the front of the mask, You can't really see it, but yeah, so it's a really simple one. I put happy, energetic, and smart because I feel like whenever I'm in an environment with a lot of people, like I try to present myself as a happy, energetic person. Whenever I'm in the classroom environment, I try to be as smart as I can. So yeah.
So for the back, I wrote rowdy and crazy because that's like part of my identity, but sometimes I don't really like showing that part
Yeah.
because I feel that, people might judge me for that.
Yeah, we saw that in Texas a little.
Yeah. And I put two different people. Like I have two different identities in different environments. I'd be one person, and then in a different environment, I'll be another person. And I put timid, shy.
All right. So for my back, I put here's you so you can see it. On the back, I put conflicted, indecisive, and nervous. I put conflicted and indecisive. They kind of go hand in hand because recently I'm in eighth grade, so the high school process is starting, and I got accepted into St. Mary's College High School in Albany. I got accepted into Lick Wilmerding in San Francisco. And I'm like it's really nerve wracking, and I feel like really indecisive about where I want to go, and it's a hard decision to make. And I also put nervous because going to high school is a little nerve wracking, and it's just going to be a new step and a new chapter in my life. So it's just a little nerve wracking all the time. So yeah.
So, thank you for sharing that. The next activity that we'll be doing is the card game. You're familiar with the card game,
Of course, yeah, the adventure game.
Yeah. So, for people who don't know, the card game is called the Adventure Game, which was created by the Everford Club, and there's questions that we answer to get points. And we won't be doing the full game. It's going to take too long. We'll just be doing the question part. So, Demarco, me and you will be answering a few questions.
All right, sounds great.
Would you like me to go first, or do you want to go
Sure,
first?
you have the cards.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
This one says, where in life do you feel the need for more effective boundaries? I think responsibilities, because I think that, I want to be and I need to be as responsible as I need to be for my age. But I feel that having too much responsibilities can overwhelm me and kind of just destroy me, because I have like a lot of responsibilities at school right now and out of school, different programs and academic stuff and sports as well that I'm doing now. So I think having a time for me to just take a breath and then also just take some time for myself and not be stressful the whole time.
Yeah, I definitely feel you with that. And I think a place that's really important for you to have boundaries is friendships, because eventually sometimes people can make jokes that are a little harmful, but you just have to play it off. Or sometimes friends can just be too much. You just might want to be alone and you just don't know how to tell anyone. So I feel like you should really have boundaries with that and just be able to communicate how you feel so you can set those boundaries with the people that you want to be around and the people you care about, and just make sure they know that you like to bring their friend, but you just don't feel like it's like you want to do something at that time, or just you don't feel like it's the right time to do something. And if it's nothing against them, if you don't want to hang out with them, it's just something with you going on. So I think, yeah, friendships is a good place to set boundaries.
Are you more afraid of success or failure, and why? I think for me I've answered this question before here in the podcast, but I think I've said success because failures can hurt you, might cause you to maybe somebody talk down to you or you talk down to yourself, and be hard for you to get back up. But I think for me it's success, because what I said before is when I accomplish something, when I meet my goal, my life success, after I meet that goal, I'm don't know what to do now. I've worked so hard to complete that goal, and then like, what do I do now? So for me, it's failure, because failure can help me a lot more learning, and also push myself as well, and have determination.
I feel like it's the same for me. I think it's also kind of a mix of success and failure because I want to succeed in life, of course. Who doesn't want to succeed in life? But the thing about it is I'm scared of, being at the top and then just all your mistakes coming crumbling down and then you start failing and then you start just going back to the bottom. So I feel like that's a real fear because I want to succeed. But then once I do succeed, I don't want to fail again. I don't want to become someone who starts failing after succeeding for so long and then just going back to the bottom. So yeah, I think it's kind of a bit of both, but mostly success. Yeah.
We'll be answering a few more, and then we'll move on to a poem, which I will bring up. Mention. This question is trust something offered by the giver or earned by the receiver? I think for me, it's of course the receiver, right? I think because the person giving, the giver is might be going through something, and if the giver or the receiver, I mean the receiver doesn't like completes his like promise, or like breaks his promise, I think that would ruin a bit more the giver. And the receiver is something that is someone who's trusted and also loyal to the giver.
I agree. I definitely think it's earned by the receiver because you have to build up a relationship and a friendship. You have to earn trust and you have to earn respect. And you just have to, you can't expect to be given something by someone without just earning their respect and earning their trust. So yeah, I would say the receiver.
So we'll move on to the last one.
All right.
This last one says, what is something that you have done that you have never shared with anyone? For me, it would be like commitment and trying to prove myself. For example, in baseball season right now, last year I was like a bit, it was my first year playing baseball after a decade or so. And like I was a bit rusty and not the best in the team. But I feel that this year I have a lot more to prove, and I still I'm really committed to improve and be better than last year, which I have. I've done a lot better, and our team has done a lot better as well.
Yeah, that's great. I envy that. I envy that. So what's something I've never told anyone? I think I know this is like the whole thing, but I just think I don't tell people when I'm having a bad day, Like whenever I'm having a bad day, I don't tell anyone. I just let it ride on and just hope it gets better, even if it doesn't get better. And I think that's something I need to start doing. I think I need to start telling people how I'm doing, which is basically the whole premise of our organization. And I just need to start telling people how I'm feeling and how I'm really feeling inside, how I'm doing, and not stop just saying, oh, I'm okay, oh, I'm fine, because I'm not in those moments. So that's something I never really tell people.
So connecting what you just said, I have this book called The Prophet,
Okay.
which is a prophet who gets asked many things by people, who gets asked about love, marriage, clothing, children, and he, does like poems about it.
Yeah.
And this one's about joy and sorrow, and I just like to have both of us reflect on it. So it says, your joy is your sorrow unmasked, and the self-same well from which your laughter rises was oftentimes filled with your tears. How else can it be? The deeper the sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. It is not the cup that holds your wine, the very cup that was burned in the potter's oven. And it's not the lute that soothes your spirit, that very wood that was hollowed with knives. When you are joyous, look deep into your heart, and you shall find it is only that which has given you sorrow that is giving you joy.
Mm.
When you are sorrowful, look again in your 36 your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Some say joy is greater than sorrow, and others say, nay, sorrow is the greater. But I say unto you, they are inseparable. Together they come, and when one sits alone with you at your board, remember that the other is asleep upon your bed. Verily, you are suspended like scales between your sorrow and your joy. Only when you are empty are you at standstill and balanced. When the treasure keeper lifts you to weigh his gold and his silver, needs must your joy or your sorrow rise or fall. So, yeah, this poem is like tricky language and like the old, so
Yeah,
confusing.
I understand it though. It's a powerful
Yeah.
message.
For me, with this poem, something I take away is that sorrow, like this prophet said that joy comes from sorrow.
Mm.
Like life is like a roller coaster.
Yeah,
Like bad things happen for a good reason. No,
yeah,
it's like failure and success.
yeah.
In order to succeed, you must have some failure,
Of course, yeah.
to learn. So that's what I take away.
Something I took away from the poem is that the prophet was saying that how when you feel something and when you're feeling something and when you're alone, that the other one's always sleeping. And he also, another thing I also took away from it was that when you're feeling one of those emotions, the other one's just there and it's always yearning to get out. So, and that you need to experience one thing to want to have another. So if you've experienced happiness and you've experienced sorrow, then when you're feeling sorrow, then you want to get back to that happiness no matter what. And that's why the happiness always stays there. So just you can rebuttal from whatever you're going through. You can always get back to where you were in your happiness.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
That was an interesting reflection. That was a good reflection.
Thanks.
So now we're going to move on to the questions I got for you.
All right.
So you've been with the club, you said what, around
For a year and a half about.
So my first question is, how has your experience been as a member of the club for a year and a half?
My experience being with the Ever Forward Club, I think it's been really life changing. It's made me look at life a different way, and it's made me want to help people more than I've ever wanted to help people. It's made me like now when I look at people, I can tell if they have a mask on or if they don't, and it just makes me want to help them and help them get through what they're going through. And I think it's just great. I've had many opportunities, and I've been able to reflect on myself and help other people reflect. And it's just been a great opportunity to be with the Ever Forward Club. I'm grateful for Ashanti. I'm grateful for everyone in the club. And yeah, I think it's life changing.
Yeah. Is there can you share like a moment or like experience like in the club or like related to the club that was like that impacted you?
Okay, so the way I found out about Ashanti is his taking off the mask workshop. So when I was in sixth grade, he came to my school, East Bay School for Boys, and he did the taking off the mask workshop. And I think what really made me want to be in the Ever Forward Club and really made me look at Ashanti as a mentor was how I thought everyone was happy in my grade. I thought everyone was okay. And then when he came and did the workshop, everyone just started crying. Everyone started opening up and telling like how they were depressed, like how they tried to like kill themselves and just stuff that I never would have thought, like how these people have these masks on every day, how they can have this on when they're feeling all this sorrow inside, and how it's just hiding how they feel and just putting on a mask and showing everyone like it's crazy how they can really feel like that inside and then just show me a whole different side of them, like the happiness, but they don't show anyone the despair and the sorrow that they really feel inside. And I think that's one of the key takeaways that I got from that. And that made me really want to start helping people and look at Ashanti and join the Ever4 Club.
Yeah, I had a similar as well, like a bigger view in my high school as well. I think I shared it in the podcast we had in South by Southwest.
Yeah.
But those, with the boys at my club, the answers that they gave when I asked them a question, it's really impactful.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. So as someone who's been part of the Ever4 Club for a while now, how do you balance your commitments to the club with other aspects of your life as well?
Some ways I balance my commitments to the club and to other places is I usually, when I have homework at school or at something, I usually try to do it as quickly as possible. And then if something comes up for Ashanti or for the Ever4 Club, I usually have everything done. But sometimes, I'll have a sports game or an event that I will have to go to, and I'll occasionally have to miss a meeting or two. But other than that, I think I can usually balance the commitment between the club and outside activities relatively well. I don't have to miss much, and I can usually get all the work done. I can tell Shanti, I can talk to him on the phone, can talk to other members. Yeah, so I think I can usually balance the commitment well.
It's a big role and like having this big responsibility to be part of this club, trying to help as much young men as we can and doing all these projects and workshops, and also trying to do our own, personal as well responsibilities.
Yeah.
How has being part of the Ever4 Club contributed to your sense of community and connections with others?
Oh, that's a great question. I think a way that the Ever4 Club has contributed to that is just me talking to my friends on a more deeper level. Before, I only used to talk to them about video games or sports, stuff like that. But now if I see a friend, I'll ask them, how are they feeling? And if there's anything that's interesting that's been going on in their life, how they've been able to navigate their challenges throughout their life since I haven't talked to them in a minute. Or I just feel I've been able to help my friends more and communicate with all my peers and just been able to gain a stronger sense of community between all my friends and peers.
In what ways do you feel you've grown and developed as an individual through your involvement with the Ever4 Club?
I think some ways I've grown and developed are just my understanding for people who might not be having the best day. Someone might be having a bad day and taking it out on other people. And some people might think that guy is mean or that person is just a mean or a bully. But now that I've been a part of this club, I've been able to try to empathize with those people and try to, I think, be in their shoes and see where they're coming from when they do these things. And I've been able to try to talk to them and have them tell me what's going on or if there's any reason that they're doing this. And I think I've made a couple people open up to me and apologize for what they've done. And I think it's just helped me become a better person and help other people become a better person. So I think a lot of people have just been benefiting from it, including me. And I've also think I've matured in a way from just seeing another aspect of the world from other people. So yeah.
So now let's talk about more of you and outside of the club.
Yeah.
Side, your involvement with the Ever4 Club. Is there any other passions or interests in your personal life?
Oh, yeah. So I'm an avid sports player. I play basketball, football, and soccer. I'm a wide receiver in football. I'm a power forward in basketball, and I'm a goalkeeper in soccer. So it's kind of hard to balance those since, I have my whole week's pretty packed. But I think, those are really my passion, sports. And I'm also very interested in real estate and sports medicine. So those are things I might want to be involved in when I'm older. So I think I'm an avid enjoyer of those, and those can definitely be my passions once my life develops more.
Real estate, I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
You told me on text about the sports medicine, but
yeah,
real estate.
Who doesn't want to sell houses?
Yeah, and then what are your more into the future, is there any goals or aspirations for your like continued involvement with the Ever Forward Club?
Hmm.
And then like, how do you envision the club contributing to your personal and professional growth in the future?
So one of the things I definitely want to do, I want to graduate with the club, of course. I do want to become one of the higher ups, like someone who can help other people, like maybe like coming to schools as well with him, or just helping out with more workshops in a bigger way where I can contribute more other than just making masks, and just helping more, being more, doing more stuff behind the scenes. And I think a way that the Ever Forward Club can contribute to my professional life and just life outside the club is it's a great thing to put on a resume or an application for anything, because then like schools will look into it and they'll be like, wow, look at this club that this person's in. It's a great club that's trying to help people all around the world. And I think, and it's definitely a great thing to put on a resume for schools or for a job. So I think that can definitely help me professionally. And just like the skills that I gained from the club as well.
So like for new members, right? So like what advice would you give to someone who is like new to the Ever Forward Club or like considering joining?
To someone who is new to the Ever Forward Club or who is considering joining, I would say to just immediately see yourself as part of the family and try to envision what you'll be doing in this club and how you'll be helping the world. Because I feel that's a way I was able to fit in quicker. Because my mom told me I was a part of the club because Ashanti reached out to my mom, and I think I was just I was looking at the website, I was looking at what the Ever Forward Club does, and I was just trying to envision how I could help more and how I could do stuff that could help the club, and just try to envision myself at the club and what I can do for the club. So I think I would definitely do that if I was about to join again. And I would also just say, try to talk to people. Like everyone loves to see a new member of the community. And I don't think you have to feel shy or anything, because I love it when new members of the community come up to me and introduce themselves. And it's just a new member of the brotherhood. And we're going to come see you as a brother no matter what. As soon as you join the club, you're a part of the brotherhood. So just come meet the other brothers and just start gaining relationships, start making relationships with new people. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Like a side note for me is I think we encourage people to have a bit more bravery to talk to somebody, because I think at the end of all, like we just need to talk to somebody, no matter like
I agree.
what it is. I think that people might feel a lot more better if they talk to somebody and communicate with somebody as well. And let me ask one more question, and then I'll read the poem about talking. So my last question is like, can you share any valuable lessons or insights you gained from your time at the Ever Forward Club that you can carry with your personal life?
I think something that I've gained or learned from the Ever Forward Club that I can take from me in my everyday life is so we have that shirt that says, what's it say? Where it says,
I'm fine.
Yeah, that one. And there's like, there's the one with the kid, and it's like, you don't know me, or you can't tell by looking at me. That's it. You can't tell by looking at me. Yeah, that's the one. And I think I've definitely taken that through my everyday life, like, because implicit bias plays a big role in everyone's life. And I think with that mentality, with the mentality that I gained from the Ever Forward Club, helps me every day, and not looking at people and just judging them or thinking something about them without even knowing what's going on in their lives. And without talking to them, or without talking to them, I wouldn't know anything about them. So I can't know anything about them by just seeing them. So why would I make a judgment about them if I don't even know them and I don't even know what they're going through? So I think I've definitely taken that with me. Just not judging people and just not thinking stuff about people that I don't know what's going on in their life. So yeah.
Thank you for answering those questions.
Of course. Thank you for asking. Thank you for inviting me.
I will be reading this poem about talking. It says, "You talk when you cease to be at peace with your thoughts, and when you can no longer dwell in the solitude of your heart, you live in your lips, and sound is a diversion and a pastime. And in much of your talking, thinking is half murdered. For thought is a bird of space that, in a cage of words, may indeed unfold its wing, but cannot fly. There are those among you who seek the talkative through fear of being alone. The silence of the loneliness reveals to their eyes their naked selves, and they would escape. There are those who talk, and without knowledge or forethought reveal a truth which they themselves do not understand. There are those who have the truth within them, but they tell it not in words. In the bosom of such are these, the spirits dwell in rhythmic silence. When you meet your friend on the roadside or in the marketplace, let the spirit in you move your lips and direct your tongue. Let the voice within your voice speak to the ear of his ear. For his soul will keep the truth of your hearts as the taste of the wine is remembered. When the color is forgotten and the vessel is no more."
It's powerful, man.
Yeah. For me, it says that instead of keeping our thoughts to ourselves and keeping, like, just staying in our own, like, headspace,
Yeah.
in our own minds, we should engage with each other a lot more. And that would help us a lot. And for us not to feel lonely again.
Yeah.
Like that quote, there are those among you who seek the talkative through fear of being alone.
I think I took away the same thing from you with that quote. I think that it's just talking about how we can talk to each other, and it will just help with not feeling alone, and we can just it helps anyone to talk to people, whether it's just asking how their day was, or just saying hi, asking them about the weather or anything, or getting in a really in-depth conversation with them. But I think anyone just talking to another person in a nice way can just brighten their day and make them feel a little less lonely. And I feel that's just what we need in the world. So that's what I took away.
Yeah, that's pretty much the questions I got. Do you have any questions for me? Or is there anything else you want to say?
What position do you play in baseball?
I play second baseman.
Do you got any double plays?
Yesterday was Thursday. Wednesday, I did 2 double plays.
Nice.
Yeah.
I play wiffle ball and PE, but that's it.
Wiffle ball?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any questions? Other things you want to talk about?
I want to ask you about high school, kind of. Like, how did you adapt from middle school to high school?
For me, it was a big change. As I said, going to private middle school, public high school. Luckily, I knew some people at high school that I knew before, before I went to middle school. So I got, in the first day, I was kind of, shy. I was, just be by myself, talk to, 1 or 2 people, meet 2 people. But it's just, I think, time and having the courage to talk to more people. I think that just, don't try to connect with others, as it doesn't matter if you just talk to them once or twice that week, as it's better to try, or and connect with them, because one of them might be you might be really good friends with them in a few years, best friends. But it's just don't be scared in high school.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. And wherever you go, if you go to Lick, that's a good high school, or as well. That's right next to my high school as well.
Yeah, leadership, right?
Yeah, leadership.
Yeah. Any of the schools I pick is going to be a big change, because my school, only about 22 kids in my grade, only 70 something kids in the entire school. And then both of the schools have over 600 kids in the whole school. So it's definitely going to be a big change for me, but I'll definitely take your advice into account. I'll try to talk to people. I'll try to make as many friends as I can and just cement myself in the community at the school.
Ashanti, I've said, don't try to, without sounding too rude, but impress too many people, by doing bad stuff. Just be yourself, man. They'll accept yourself. I mean, they'll accept for you for who you are.
Yeah.
In the first day, and you're pretty smart,
Thank you.
kind, calm kid. So I'm pretty sure you won't have trouble making friends than I did.
Yeah, hopefully, man. Hopefully, it's gonna be a big change, but I'm excited. I'm ready to take on the challenge.
Yeah, high school's about facing challenges and
Yeah,
having fun.
it's gonna be great, man.
So thank you, Demarco, for being on this episode today.
Thank you, Wen. Thank you.
I had a pleasure talking to you
It's a
and
pleasure, man. Thank you so
doing
much.
these activities with you. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. Hope to see you guys next time. But thank you, Demarco, for being
Thank you,
here.
Wen. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
The Taking Off the Mask podcast is produced by Ryan Louie and graphics by Kelly Wong. Guests are managed by Dan Paloma, and the podcast is edited by Samuel Matingo. We'd like to thank everyone who's been a part of the creation of this podcast, and for every guest that has been a part of the show, you are now a part of the Taking Off the Mask family. The Taking Off the Mask podcast is brought to you by the Ever Forward Club, and if you like what you've heard today, please subscribe, write a 5-star review, and share this with someone. We look forward to having more conversations that matter. And please remember, there's more to you than anybody can see by just looking at you.